When you feel like you're nothing, but you wanna be something, yeah. Well, all you really need is hope. I just want you to trust me if you wanna be something. That's right. Let's go. Yeah, when you're feeling down and you're out, like you got nothing but doubt. You're alone in the crowd, just trying to figure it out. All of this cloud and this money got you feeling left out. Listen up to me now, every word that's out of my mouth. Wake up, it's me. You gonna follow your dreams, or are you just gonna be another cog in the scene? You feel the hope in this beat, yeah, the hope that you need to proceed and be exactly what you want it to be. I feel right and I'm proud, hype and I'm loud. I'ma shout all about how I feel in the now. Ain't nobody ever gonna try to change me till I'm dead, pushing up daisies. I'm alone in the crowd, I won't feel down. I got hope right now, and I know I'll be found. I don't really care just what all other haters gotta say. I know everything I do is gonna make them fade away, yeah. And when you feel like you're nothing, but you wanna be something, yeah. Well, all you really need is hope. I just want you to trust me if you wanna be something, yeah. Then all you really need is hope. Let's go, yeah, it's what you need when you're down, need when you're out. It's what you need when you're sad and when you feel left out. You feel an energy drought and then creeps out, but with a little bit of hope you can figure it out. Keep your head high even when you're down inside. Through the pain you fight and through the painful nights you keep striving, keep trying, keep driving, rising, keep thriving, surviving. Nothing's in your way but yourself, don't need nobody's help. You can make it through this hell, take it one step at a time, one step as you climb. If you fail you'll be fine, get back up to the grind and never lose sight of your mission. Be driven, this life is a prison if you don't have vision. You're in it to win it, so get it, don't miss it. Your chances now, so be something somehow. Don't let yourself down. That's right. Sometimes all we really need is hope.
Hi, everyone. How are you guys? I hope everybody had a good holiday weekend. I am so happy it's over, though. I'm not going to lie. I had a good weekend. We had a good time. We spent some time with family. We did all the things, but my husband is thankfully back to work this morning because he like ruins all of my streaming ideas or anytime that I want to or think that I'm going to be able to hop on or do little things, he has a plan. We're going to go somewhere, we're going to do something, we're going to work on something, like whatever. I don't know. He's back to work though, so thank God for that. And we are back. Hi Denise, how are you today, hun? Good morning in the bushes. Hi BC. Hi Chopper. You think they'll sue her over the book rights next? Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. Hi, Denise. Oh, I totally said hello. Hi, Princess Megan. Hi, Sherry. You put on headphones and music. Yeah, my youngest loved fireworks last year, and this year she was not a fan, and so she was not happy. Right? We had sound canceling headphones and stuff like that, and she still did not have a good time. It was weird because I don't know. Like I said, she loved them last year. And now this year she was like, nope, not having it. Hi Seema, how are you? You just arrived, so did I. I got my tardy slip up above if you didn't see. I was a minute late. Hi Black Eagle. What exactly do they think they're going to get out of her? Wasn't she in massive debt? We're gonna go into that a little bit, Black Eagle. Hi Rexy. Hi Preschool Granny. Um, before we jump into Kouri's case, though, guys, I do want to bring up that Wynter Smith is still missing. I have her up on the screen here. This is the 2-year-old that was the subject of the Amber Alert that took place out of Lansing, Michigan over this holiday weekend. She was kidnapped through the middle of the night. Her mom was stabbed multiple times. It led them on a police chase. Like he crashed during the police chase whenever the police caught up to him, and she was not with him. So the FBI is now offering a $25,000 reward in order to, if somebody helps find her. Um, I put up the maps here. Let me put up this one. They give kind of a time information. So they left the 3000 block of, let me get this road name because I already forgot it. 1 second here. They left the 3000 block of Beaujardin Drive in Lansing, Michigan at around 11:30 p.m. on Sunday, July 2nd. We are going into day 4 of the search for this baby. Day 4. She's 2. She's 2 years old. So he left the 3000 block around 11:30. Her mom, who he had stabbed, is in better condition. She is stable. He left behind his own child and took hers. Why? What was the purpose in that? So he went this route. They have him going in this area around 12:50 a.m. and then coming down this other road and 1:10 to 2:40 a.m. or in that time period. And at 4:52 is when he crashed during the police chase over here. Even with them knowing his direction and where he was heading of travel, they still have not found this baby. Still have not found her. I don't know where. I don't know where she is. I don't know what he did with her, but she needs so many prayers. Her family needs prayers while this search is going on. And yeah, I hope she's found safe soon. Me too. Hi, Georgie from Sydney, Australia. Well, welcome. Welcome, welcome. She is. She's absolutely adorable. My biggest concern is the fact that like it was a violent leaving, like he stabbed her mom. I don't know what was going on in their relationship. I don't know, what the purpose of this is, but it's not good. Let me pull up the article here from this morning. Where are we at? Oh, hey, there I am. Okay. So this is the article that talks about the reward. They did have a small press conference yesterday to kind of answer questions and go down through things. But it says we are now entering day 4 of the search for the 2-year-old Wynter Smith. Each minute is an agonizing reminder for her grandmother. It's torturing, it's mentally torturing, she said. And we can't move on like this for much longer. We need to bring this child home. Wonder if this video is going to be of her. Yes, okay. We'll just watch the video.
Every second, every minute counts when it comes to bringing Wynter back home. The FBI released a more detailed map of where they believe Rashad Trice, who was the suspect, took. He left Lansing around 11:50 at night on Sunday, and they believe he came in this area on Southfield Road around 1:50 in the morning on Monday before he was later arrested in St. Clair Shores around 4:50 in the morning. They're asking anyone taking that route to keep a lookout for anything suspicious because, again, every minute, every second counts when it comes to bringing Wynter back home. We are now entering day 4 of this search.
BC, I'm curious, do they know if he threw any items out with her? Like, are we looking for a blanket also, like a car seat, anything like that? Because I know you watched the press conference yesterday and I totally didn't get a chance to. And so I wasn't sure, did they identify any objects at all that could possibly be with her? Uh, because I know in the past we have seen people who have taken these children, they literally put them outside of the car in their car seats. The case that got me into true crime on YouTube and Facebook and things like that, I was always into like the ID channel and Dateline and stuff like that. But the case that got me into true crime, that's exactly what happened. Nalani Johnson was kidnapped by a dad's girlfriend, quote unquote, and she drove off with her and then was caught 2.5 hours, 3 hours later and didn't have her. And she had left her in the woods in her car seat, deceased. So she murdered her within hours, and they waited. They hesitated on the Amber Alert and stuff, and it literally cost Nalani Johnson her life. And so I didn't know if they identified any objects during that press conference that she could be with.
Search for 2-year-old Wynter Smith. Each minute, an antagonizing reminder for her grandmother.
It's torturing, it's mentally torturing. And, we can't move on like this for too much longer. We have to get this child home.
Wynter's mother was stabbed, and Wynter was kidnapped by her mother's ex-boyfriend on Sunday night. The suspect, Rashad Trice, was arrested in St. Clair Shores early Monday morning, but has remained silent on the toddler's whereabouts.
It's a little girl. It's a little 2-year-old girl, my daughter. Like, she shouldn't have to go through this. She got her whole life ahead of her.
We're all devastated. It's hard day by day moving on without this child, knowing that she's missing and we don't know what's happening to her, if anything.
The FBI now offering a $25,000 reward to anyone with information that will bring Wynter home.
They also said something about if anybody is like helping hide her or holding her or anything like that, that they can press charges on you if you are like storing her somewhere. So please just come forward and give her up if he dropped her off at your house. Maybe somebody doesn't even realize that she's considered missing. I mean, we've seen that before where somebody takes a child, drops them off somewhere and like, "Hey, can you watch my kid?" And then it turns out that they kidnapped them or whatever. Yeah, there's a time gap. He could have done anything, honestly. He left his own child in the apartment when mom fled to grandma's house after the death. Yeah. Chopper, I did see that one. Hold on. Morning, B Tim. Yeah. Hi, Kiki. Hi, Mace.
Releasing a detailed map of the route Trice took from Lansing to Metro Detroit, asking people to keep a keen eye for anything suspicious. The extensive search efforts, including drones, boats, and canines.
We will not give up on Wynter. We will keep hope and prayers alive for a safe return.
Wynter's father with this message to anyone who has prayed and helped search for his daughter.
I really want to say thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Like, I just hope that, you feel me, we can make it through the day. She can come back today, you feel me, tomorrow, hopefully find her, and we get this over with.
Such a difficult story to report on. Now, FBI says right now they're interviewing and they're reaching out to all of Rashad Trice's acquaintances and families, and they're making it very clear that anyone that has information about Wynter's whereabouts that is withholding it will be prosecuted. Live in Southfield, I'm Kiara Hay, 7 Action News.
And you can just hear
I was gonna say, I think I did touch on that. The mom who left her baby and went on vacation. I'm just not sure which video, Chopper, that I did that on. So, yeah, it looks like, well, that's impossible to do. I mean, it's literally impossible to test people before they're allowed to have kids. Sounds like a good idea, but it's not even feasible. So she's still missing, though. I wanted to put her name out first before we deep dived into Kouri Richins' case. That way, if this video gets a bajillion views, that people see Wynter Smith's face. So please hit the like button if you have not already. Subscribe if you haven't, because I know that about 40% of people who are watching this video right now are not actually even subscribers. So please do all of those things because it helps the algorithm boost a video whenever people subscribe, like, share, all of the things that happen. And then, guys, something else small, I was going to say, even commenting in the chat here. while it's going on. It helps grow the videos to have chat interaction. So even if you're just putting emojis or whatever, I appreciate that. And so do the families of these victims that, you know, need their stories out there. So just something I wanted to add real quick. So let me deep dive into Kouri now. And let's take a look at what's been going on in her case. So the last time we talked about Kouri Richins, it was because she had filed a lawsuit against the estate, claiming that she was owed more monies, basically. And hi, Ramblin'. Good morning. Hi, Roberta. How are you guys? Hi, Lip Black No More. Hi, Exploited Innocence. Hey, hey. See that? Thank you guys so much. Okay, so last time we talked about Kouri Richins, we looked at the lawsuit that she had filed against the estate because she wanted more money from them, basically. Now the family is countersuing or filed their own separate lawsuit, I guess I should actually say, against Kouri, saying that she had taken money that belonged to the estate that should not have been hers, and essentially that she is trying to profit off of his death. And inside of this lawsuit that the family has filed, you guys, they have detailed essentially the entire case against her that the prosecution has. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit concerned that the core piece of evidence, basically the majority of what they have, is um just the testimony of the dealer who allegedly sold the drugs to her. I mean, and that essentially lays out the majority of what they have. Obviously, they also have text messages and some um interactions, like the check that she had wrote for the substances and things like that. But to prove the fact that she actually poisoned him is going to be really difficult, I think. Will they sue her over the book rights? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Emmy. Hi, Emmy. FBI put up a $25,000 reward. Yes, leading for Wynter's whereabouts. Exactly. They sure did. Okay, so let me pull up this article here, and then we can actually watch the court hearing from 2 days ago. 2 days ago now. Okay. It says Kouri Richins, the Kamas, Utah woman who is accused of killing husband Eric Richins with a dose of fentanyl that would have killed 5 people, is scheduled to appear in the 3rd District Court on Friday, but not in the criminal case. She'll be appearing as a part of a $13 million civil lawsuit from his estate filed on June 27th by Eric Richins' sister, who is the trustee of the family trust that Kouri reportedly only found out about after his death. The hearing starts at 2 p.m. The proceedings will be live streamed on those channels, and that's on Friday, so we'll watch that. No, that's the one that we're going to watch. Sorry. Wait, I gotta look at my calendar. My brain is like, yeah, no. So that's the one that we have the hearing. So it says she will be let's see. Katie Richins, acting as the trustee, accused Kouri of more than a dozen wrongdoings in the 52-page complaint, including Eric's murder. Kouri committed the foregoing acts in calculated, systematic fashion, and for no reason other than to actualize a horrific endgame, to conceal her ruinous debt, misappropriate assets for the benefit of her personal business, and orchestrate Eric's demise and profiting from his passing, according to the complaint. The lawsuit was followed by a motion asking the court to take measures under the state Slayer statute to prevent Kouri from profiting off of Eric's death. And like they said, this is a 48-page document, so we are not going to read down through the entire thing because that is very long. The newest lawsuit, latest civil complaints. Sorry. So the complaint was filed Tuesday in Utah's 3rd District Court and now comes in response to a civil lawsuit filed by Kouri Richins against her deceased husband's estate earlier in the month, a suit nearly identical to the one filed in 2022, claiming ownership rights of the home, business assets, and multiple civil cases and criminal cases are separate and ongoing. Kouri Richins Benson's suit lobs multiple allegations against Kouri Richins, including that she forged documents to secure a $250,000 loan and that she used her husband's death for profit by selling an illustrated children's book that uses his likeness throughout called Are You With Me?, which focuses on handling the death of a loved one. It was published days away from the 1-year anniversary of his death. Check on you guys. Need to open up my. Yes, this is a civil lawsuit and it lays out the entire details of the lawsuit. Yeah, it is really long, Roberta. Hey, good morning, Poppy. How are you? Hi, Reese Cup.
What I was doing, Mom.
Okay, so it also states that the prenuptial agreement dictating that Eric Richins' home and business would become Kouri Richins' property in the event of his death is moot because these assets were transferred to a family trust. The move was made without Kouri's knowledge, with which the estate claims was because she had defrauded her husband in multiple instances. Yeah, this woman, I know. Sorry, she is sitting right next to me playing with her little dolls. And so that's why you guys can hear her like happily talking. Because she's playing with Blue's Clues, Magenta, JJ, and a lion with a unicorn horn. We call it Lionicorn. So the lawsuit claims that Kouri's real estate business, KRR, was in debt to the tune of $6 million. So she stole hundreds of thousands of dollars from his bank account, charged $30,000 on his credit card, impersonated him to secure a loan. She is also accused of using the family home as collateral on a loan so that she could put $250,000 into her own business account, which the lawsuit alleged was overdrawn by $22,000 at the end of 2021. According to Katie, Kouri Richins had opened a line of credit without her husband's knowledge and obtained $250,000 loan fraudulently and used the family's home as collateral. To obtain the $250,000 loan, Kouri intentionally used Eric's personal identifying information, including without limitation to his name, his social security number, his birth date, address, telephone number, and place of employment without his consent, the complaint contends. The home was allegedly used to secure the loan, and suit accuses Kouri Richins of signing the deed of trust on her husband's behalf and used the money for her own real estate business, which prompted him to reportedly create a trust to move his assets out of her grasp. Eric confronted Kouri about the fraudulent $250,000 loan in September of 2020, according to the estate's complaint. Kouri admitted that she had wrongfully taken out the $250,000 loan and promised to pay it back. Kouri also admitted that she wrongfully had stolen bank account money and incurred fraudulent credit card charges. She repeated this promise to pay back the fraudulent $250,000 loan, along with the stolen bank account money and the fraudulent credit card charges, as late as just a few days before he died on or about March 4th of 2022. What was this lady doing? Hi, Rainbow Mom. It's okay. Thank you so much. Don't get yourself in trouble. So many of you guys listen in during work, and I always laugh because I could just imagine, are you okay?
I was jump on me.
The puppy jumped on you. Are you okay? Sorry about that. The puppy ran up to her and jumped on her, so she screamed. Um, so anyways, hi Elizabeth Ross. Yeah, reminds you of Murdaugh in so many ways. I just don't understand what she was doing with the money. Like, how can you go through this much money? Either she is like the world's worst investor, she has gambling problems, some type of other issues. Like, I have no idea what was going on with her, but I just cannot fathom, like, how do you go through this much money constantly? Hi, Crafty Chris.
Yeah.
She was crazy. Do I say that? Shaylee. Hello, dear. Hi, Shortcake. Yeah, so greedy. You live close to this case. I don't know, like, did she have her own drug issues? Like, I don't know. Gambling, like, either that or she's literally, like, I can't imagine losing this much money. Hey, Rexy, happy 3 months. Happy to be part of this community. We're so happy to have you here. How many houses are still in her name? I know we talked about that the other day. I know it's a lot, but still. That's not gonna work. Let me try this. Very self-centered and selfish. Gambling and drugs. Yeah, it's so much. Maybe a spending addiction. Live luck and more. Happy 16 months. No, you're awesome, dear. Thank you. That's such a long time. There's so many of you guys who have been around for so long. I super appreciate it. It's been a long ride growing and moving like we have. Hi, Anna. Even with a spending addiction, though, like there would be stuff to show for it, right? Even if you ate out for dinner every single day of your life for every single meal and you shopped like constantly, I just can't picture $6 million in debt plus all of her regular monies would have been going to cause the debt. So like everything she would have made for that year also, I don't know. It just seems like a lot. It's not like she was traveling. It's not like she was going on like expensive vacations. I mean, maybe she has a lot of expensive jewelry, something like that, but regardless, that would give her stuff to sell if she needed to. She's yeah, showing a spending addiction. Trying to get rid of you. No. Hi, Hope. It doesn't feel like she's losing it because it wasn't her money. Yeah, she seems to be entitled. She doesn't feel like she's losing it because it wasn't her money. Seems to be entitled. That's why Eric's mom showed up with the prenuptial agreement on their wedding day. Have a good day, Poppy. Yeah, she definitely lives high above her means. I don't know. It's so much. Happy 3 months, Sherry. Hi, Carrie G. Good morning. Okay, let me finish this article real quick. So it says Kouri had no intent to repay Eric and overtly lied as to persuade Eric not to take action against her. They claim in the lawsuit. Accusations of the previous murder attempt. In addition, the suit claims that Eric had suspected Kouri of poisoning him and said as much to a friend after he reportedly ate a sandwich prepared by her and then broke out in hives. To date, however, there have been no documents released publicly showing Eric, his family, or his friends contacted police over the concerns that he may have been trying to, or that she may have been trying to kill him. Hey, welcome to our family, Zia. Welcome, welcome. We're so happy to have you. To the Smith family. Get some. Yeah, yeah, Kouri, not so Richins, right? She probably loved the last name. Do you think they'll hope that you could ever in a million years end up $6 million in debt? $6 million? That's a lot of debt.
Turn down.
I know, baby. The Richins Benson lawsuit also alleges that Kouri had wronged Eric after his death. Kouri's self-published children's book, which Richins Benson complaint refers to as the unlawful book, references events from the couple's marriage and Eric's relationship with his children. It also includes illustrations of Eric depicted throughout as an angel. The estate suit contends it was illegal for Kouri to publish the book because Richins Benson's consent was required to use Eric's likeness. It claims Kouri profited off of Eric's name and likeness and didn't share any of the proceeds with the estate. Hi, Foxy. While the suit didn't include documentation that the estates owned the rights to Eric's likeness or specify if he granted postmortem's rights of the publicity to the trust, Utah's Slayer statute does provide a victim's family with legal options in such cases. So interesting. So they're upset that she's even using drawings that look like him. And I get that because she literally murdered him allegedly and then turned around and wrote a book about the fact that he was deceased. And so if she is financially profiting off of that book, that was a direct result of her crime because she would not have written the book if he was still here. Celebrities aren't this bad with money, or are they? Maybe, but I feel like celebrities get a lot of free stuff just because they're celebrities as well. I will never be rich, but prefer to build up my treasures in heavens. Yeah, God has always provided for us. Absolutely. Maybe she needed name brand purses and clothes. It's just so much. Okay, I'm a paycheck to, like, we are a paycheck to paycheck family. Anything that goes over and above and beyond, we have to have, credit cards for, and then we struggle to pay back. You know what I mean? Like, so in my mind, I'm sitting here thinking about, even $250,000 in debt, even that much, like, I would have a nervous breakdown. I would have a literal nervous breakdown. I like sweat whenever, something bad happens to the vehicle and like, oh crap, we have to pay a couple $100. Like, what are we going to do? So in my mind, I'm sitting here thinking like, you really like 200, you just stole $250,000 out of a safe and blew it, or you just like $6 million. It's just so much. I don't even know if in 50 years my family will ever see $1 million, let alone $6 million. Okay. Like, that's a lot. Yeah. No, we would see $1 million over 50 years. I just did the math, but not very much more. So it's just, I don't know. Yeah. Hi, Mo. Yeah, same. You're right. Checks your booty, can't cash. It's just, I don't know. There's so many things I could think of that I could do with $1 million, let alone $6 million, that is not be like, oh, here, let me just go flush you down the toilet over and over and over again. Like, I get it, you know, people with billions or whatever, like, they don't realize. You travel, oh, she traveled a lot. You do think that's why she didn't get bonded? Yeah. I mean, but you can go to, like, the Caribbean for, like, a $6,000 trip. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not that, I don't know. Maybe I'm completely off. I mean, obviously, billionaires and millionaires are able to spend monies way more frequently than I can even fathom, right? I get excited whenever it's like, "Ooh, somebody joined." Like, that's 3 extra bucks, you know what I mean, to go towards the channel and to go towards the stuff that we need. Like, that's awesome. Like, 6,000,000 in the hole? Like, which means that you had access to $6,000,000? I don't know. That's a lot. Okay, so anyways, it says Utah law specifically authorizes injunctive relief to prevent a person from dissipating assets pending on a determination of whether that person was in fact the cause of a victim's death. According to a motion filed June 27th seeking preliminary relief. If I could help read, that would be better. That law allows for an estate to seek a temporary restraining order, injunction, or both to preserve property or assets of the killer or killer's estate that would be effective from the date of the crime and would prevent a murder suspect from profiting from a published work throughout court proceedings according to the Utah Code 752-802. Maybe she bought a $6 million man, maybe. She probably had to have the best of everything. Yeah. Yep. It also states that any inheritance or benefits that a person may have been awarded in the event of death would be forfeited to the beneficiary that killed the benefactor. An individual who commits a disqualifying homicide forfeits all benefits under this chapter with respect to to their estate, including the intestate share, elective share, and an omitted spouse or child share, a homestead allowance, exempt property, and a family allowance. BC, can you hear my dog? I'm curious. The book in question was published approximately 2 months before Kouri Richins was arrested and subsequently charged for Eric Richins' murder, and information on what, if any, profits were made in that time were not available publicly. Are You With Me was removed from Amazon's publishing platform and has not been available since Kouri's arrest. She is wearing that brown coat way too much to have had a big wardrobe. She has right, Live Long No More? You found a $5 bill tucked in a pocket of my wallet this week and shouted hallelujah, for real, right? I I literally one time, I remember whenever before I got married, like back whenever it was just me and my son, I remember finding a $20 bill in the dryer and I literally cried. I was so excited. I was like, this is amazing. You know what I mean? You have you don't have credit cards, you have learned not to have them, so you live from one month to the next, right? Shorty small. So many people do that. I mean, I feel like this country, the majority of people are living, you know, within their means. I don't want to say paycheck to paycheck because there are some people who have learned to balance and do things or whatever, but like, I don't know. It seems like there are more middle to low class people than there are like upper middle class to wealthy, if that makes sense. Like I even think that the lines that the lines between the middle class are starting kind of to get drawn because the way that they are raising wages, but also like, you know, over the last, I would say since COVID, my husband has gotten several dollars in raises from his company, but the way that gas prices and electric and groceries and everything else have gone up, we're still, it seems like almost worse off than we were prior to COVID, if that makes sense. Because even before the raises, like things just weren't as expensive. And now, I mean, literally we spent $9.68 on a bag of grapes the other day. Why? Why is everything so much? It's crazy. Right? Yeah, and don't let me find a 20, right? You have one credit card and pay it off every month. When we were both working, we put money in savings, right? Hi, Angela. It just seems like even if you are further ahead with your pay rate, like it just everything is so, I don't know. Everything's just going up so much. Yeah, cost of living is going up so high. And I was going to tell you guys too, with these fires in Canada, like if you are intending to build anything coming up soon here, you better purchase the wood now, because them wood prices are going to skyrocket. Like literally skyrocket, because where do you think America gets their wood from? A lot. A lot of it comes from Canada, and all of that's on fire right now. Lumber is going to go through the roof. Your 4-year-old loves change. You've tried putting a little back for just in case something comes up, but you found out that something always comes up. I know, Shorty Small. It's just the way life is. Just is. Okay, so anyways, let me get back to this. But again, thinking of how, like I would say the majority of the chat is. Now imagine finding out that you're $6 million in debt. Whew, okay. So in addition to the family home, Richins Benson is asking for the court to impose a trust on Kouri's assets under the Slayer statute, which would include her business interests that do not include Eric. Kouri's defense has argued during proceedings in the criminal case that prosecutors simply accepted Eric's family when they claimed that she had poisoned him, saying that law enforcement worked backward in effort to support it. Her attorneys said authorities spent 14 months investigating but had not produced sufficient evidence to support their theory. Investigators' only apparent confirmation that Eric was poisoned came in the form of cited claims made by an unnamed drug dealer who said that he sold fentanyl to Kouri on multiple occasions. Kouri's attorney, Sky, previously said the prosecution's case, based on Kouri Richins' financial motives, doesn't prove she is guilty of murdering Eric, but only proves she is bad at math. Listen, this much debt is way, way, way worse than just bad at math. I could see being like, oops, I overdrew our account $6 because I didn't realize something was coming out. Not 6 million. That's a little bit excessive. Need to put her in some type of math class. Let me get this video of the court from the other day for you guys so you can see what happened here. If hubby puts us in debt like that, I guarantee he'd be sleeping in the barn. Oh my. You could just have him sleep in one of the habitats, slip lock no more. Of course, then again, that would put the cats out. We don't want to do that. Let me get this video pulled up. And like this sister, like good for her though, for fighting so much for her brother, regardless of oh, regardless of what they think happened or didn't happen or whatever, she is fighting for his estate, for his children, really, because his children are who benefits from from things being taken care of and making sure that they're going to have the financial means to continue to live the rest of their life, really. Lord knows that their mom would have had them a mess. She's the type of parent that I could picture, like, seeing taking debt out in her kids' names over time, you know? Like, "Oh, I got, like, several credit cards in little Jimmy's name because I couldn't get any more debt in my own name." Let me get this up. Right, I had it and then it totally closed whenever I switched over profiles because I didn't wanna be on my personal profile in case somebody messages me. Here it is. Okay. So I pull this up for you guys and we will watch it. This is the court for the real estate case. This is from the June 30th. So I haven't watched this with you guys yet. So we're gonna take a look.
Is that better?
Okay, so I think it is, and I think what I heard you saying is that you would request additional time before proceeding with the hearing on whether the writ should remain in place, but that you're not opposed to it staying in place pending the hearing. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a fair statement. We're just not prepared to argue it today. I mean, one of the reasons is our client's in custody, so getting things has been a little bit of a challenge. Additionally, we don't have access to her residence because of the pending estate case that's going on. And so a lot of these documents we're having to go back and get from, whoever they originated from, because we don't have access to her files because they're in that home. So it's just been a little bit of a challenge. So, we don't need a lot of time, but I think if we could, potentially get even a week or so, I think that'd be sufficient. Although next week's a holiday week, so I don't know what your calendar is like.
It's going to be difficult. I do have trials scheduled nearly every week, but we can talk about where we can put it as long as everyone's on the same page. Mr. Otto, is there any objection from your side of things that this hearing be continued to allow for defendants to have an opportunity to file something in writing and be more prepared for the hearing to proceed?
Judge, I'm prepared to argue the motion today. Naturally, if Your Honor decides to continue the hearing for a few weeks, it's obviously your prerogative. I would note that if we do continue, if I'm properly interpreting what Ms. Lazaro just said, it looks like the defendants might be trying to assemble some documents that would be responsive to Your Honor's June 23rd, 2023 order with regard to bringing to the hearing on this motion all deeds of trust or other documents affirming the respective defendant's status as owners of real property. Basically, if I am properly interpreting what Ms. Lazaro just said, such that we might have some more documents in a couple of weeks, in particular the documents that they might have brought to today's hearing, then I am fine with continuing for a few weeks and maintaining the status quo.
All right. Well, I will just note, Mr. Otto, that you had significantly more opportunity to prepare for this hearing than the defendants did. You chose to file ex parte, and you chose to do so in a way that did not provide notice to the defendants until this court had already issued the ex parte order. And so certainly I think that leads to a bit of an imbalance in the opportunity to prepare, and you've had the benefit of that. I guess my concern is, and I made my best effort based upon the information that I had, is whether the current form of the order will allow for any pending sale to be consummated, or if my current order runs the risk of undermining a sale of the property, because I do have some concern there. I would not have entered the order in such a manner as to undermine or destroy any contractual sale that needed to go through. I was more concerned at making sure that the proceeds of that sale were preserved until the court could make a further decision. And so I guess I would just ask from the defendant's side of things whether you believe my efforts were effective enough that you're okay with the order as it stands being in place with just a new expiration date.
I don't think there's an issue with it, Your Honor. I also don't think there's anything pending such that it's going to need to be addressed in the next few weeks anyway. So I don't foresee an issue. And I suppose if something were to come up or someone were to bring it to our attention, then, we could address the court with it at that time.
All right, thank you. So next question would be, how much time do you believe we're going to need for the hearing? Again, I made my best estimate and tried to give us sufficient time, but if it's something that you think is going to take a little bit longer, then I need to be looking for a bigger opening in my calendar before we set the next hearing.
How long was this set for?
It was originally set for an hour. I actually had something go off, and so we would have had 2 hours today because my next hearing isn't until 4 o'clock. So 2 hours is what we ended up with. I don't know if you're looking for something more than that.
I think, Austin, feel free to jump in, but I think 2 hours is probably, or he said an hour might be fine. An hour, 2 might be fine. I think what we'd anticipate is probably making most of our arguments through our briefing and then just potentially addressing any additional questions the court may pose to us to supplement that briefing.
All right.
Maybe 2 hours just to be safe so we're not jammed up.
Mr. Otto, do you have any input on that topic?
No, not having seen the defendant's briefs.
Okay. Well, I do have time available on Monday, July 17th. I had a trial that was scheduled for that day that has resolved. And so we could do the morning of July 17th, anytime after 9 o'clock. Well, actually, sorry, not anytime after. I have something at 11:30. So we would have to do it at 9, or we would have to do it at 1 p.m.
The morning is better for me. Austin, do you have a preference on your end?
I apologize. I'm just reviewing my calendar very quickly, Your Honor. That should be fine. I think that works for on our end as well, Sky.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Otto?
I would prefer the afternoon, but I can certainly do the hearing on Monday, July 17th at 9 a.m.
All right, then let's go with the 9 a.m. slot. If it's doable for you, it sounds as though it may not be doable in the afternoon for opposing counsel. So we'll take 9 a.m. I guess the next question would be, I scheduled this for WebEx, and so I'm just curious to know whether the parties believe that is sufficient, or if this is going to be heavily document intensive, whether we need to schedule it for an in-person hearing.
Justice Mr. Otto, I would defer to your discretion there, but I think we're fine with Zoom hearings personally.
I think WebEx is sufficient. Anything we need to provide, we can provide ahead of time to both Mr. Otto and the court.
All right, then we'll set it via WebEx for July 17th at 9 o'clock. I believe that I still have the form of the order that I used to issue the ex parte one. So what I would intend to do is use that same order, change it so that the hearing date now reads July 17th at 9 a.m. Ms. Lazaro, are you willing to accept service through the court system of that revised prejudgment writ?
I am, yes.
All right.
And when would you like it?
Then
Oh, sorry.
that's
When would
okay,
you
go
like
ahead.
any briefing from us to you?
Well, if we were to just go by typical rules, you became aware of the motion and the order on the 23rd. That was 7 days ago. So I would kind of expect that you would be able to serve any opposition or file it by next Friday. If you need some additional time, we can talk about that, but I want Mr. Otto to have an opportunity to file his reply prior to that July 17th hearing date, and then that I have sufficient opportunity to review it. So, I mean, it kind of seems like we would almost need to stick with that schedule of next Friday being your deadline, Friday the 14th being Mr. Otto's deadline, and then that would give me the weekend to prepare.
We're good with that, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, then I will, because I do have some time before my next hearing starts, I will go ahead and make sure that that order gets reissued with the new hearing date and time. And the clerks will send that out, and then I'll plan on seeing you back on July 17th.
Great. Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it. And thanks, Mr.
Thank you,
Otto.
Doug.
Okay. So, yeah. Let me see. So the family's asking for $13 million. And they're also asking for her to not be able to get any of the funds from her estate, basically. They want the Slayer statute to be upheld and for her to not be able to profit off of her husband's death and all the things. And then her attorney, of course, filed a class, like a response to what they had filed against her. And let me show you guys. I can show you guys this one. It's 23 pages. I'm not going to read all 23 pages. So they filed a 45-page document. Her lawyers responded with a 23-page document, or 48 pages maybe. And then I have her entire everything is 255 pages. I'm not reading all of the things. So you can officially be referred to as a money launderer because your hubby always has change in his pockets. Oh, I hope so, Kiki. Let me see which tab I need. Sorry, I have too many tabs opened. So it's taking me longer to switch you guys back and forth in between things because I keep opening too many things. So one second here. Okay, so this one is her lawyer's response to what the family filed. I think it's this one. Yes. Okay. And to make sure it opened up the right thing. So basically, let me summarize each page for you guys. Like we'll read down through little bits and then we will go through it. So it says, as personal representative, Katie must expeditiously administer the estate, marshal its assets, investigate and pursue claims against or counterclaims. Hey, Sammy, thank you so much for the gifted membership. Welcome to the family, Denise. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, Sammy. That's awesome. Sleuth family. Yay. Okay. So, for starters, Katie may need to conduct discovery surrounding the claims and legal factions. Basically, it's saying why she may need to do this, right? So then the relevant and factual background. It says Eric died on or about March 4th, 2022. On April 14th of 2022, the court appointed Katie as the personal representative of the estate. Beginning on June 25th, and continuing for 3 consecutive weeks, Katie published the Park Record and a notice to all creditors of both the estate and Eric Richins, living trust dated November 3rd, 2020. Kouri filed the claim on February 28th of 2023, and Kouri posted that the basis of the claim is set forth in the amended complaint and petition to remove Katie Richins as trustee of Eric Richins' living trust dated November 3rd, 2020. In connection with filing her claims of the trust proceedings, Kouri recorded a lies pendens against the home. She recorded the title of the home is indisputably vested solely in Katie's name as trustee of the trust. In the claim, Kouri sought over $3 million from the estate. These amounts include Kouri's claiming ownership of the home, the personal property, interest containing payments Kouri allegedly made on the home. And so basically the entire lawsuit that Kouri went down through and did, and the entire lawsuit that Katie went down through and did, they're showing us what the back and forth was through all of this. And we read down through the documents for the other one on the last live. So one of the biggest things that all of these words point out is that Katie is wanting all of these funds held from Kouri ever since the beginning, because she is saying that Kouri was involved in Eric's death. And that's what the prosecution is alleging as well. That is why she is sitting behind bars right now. But at the end of the day, it still has not been proven. She still has not been found guilty in the court of law. And what Kouri's lawyers eventually come out and say in the summary here, you can see they say, here it is, conclusion. A carefully tailored stay will suffice. Kouri has not demonstrated why, as a claimant or a civil plaintiff, that she is entitled to anything more. Vaguely invoking the Fifth Amendment is not enough to put your opponents on hold indefinitely. Nor would a blanket stay on the complaint or preliminary relief of motion make sense in this situation. Should the court decide to impose a stay, Katie requests that it be limited to and not apply to the home or any related ownership claims, and not apply to the preliminary relief motion, not constrain Katie from seeking a dismissal of the complaint on legal grounds, and expire at the end of Kouri's criminal trial, and provide that any party may move to lift the stay if circumstances justify it. And so basically, they went all of the funds held and all of the things, but you can't do it indefinitely. It needs a time frame. They need to decide when all of these decisions will be able to be made, is what I'm getting from this. Yeah, pretty much all of the money came from her stealing from Eric, so they want it all back. They want it all back. And if she is the sole represented, there's nothing they can do. Right. But they want a timeline put on this. This is what the motions back and forth are. They want Katie's lawyers want Kouri to have a timeline for when she can no longer access these funds or request these funds or continue to pound on this, basically. Right, and the defense will argue it because they need paid. I look for them to respond any day now. This was dated on the 30th of June, and they will eventually respond. I think I said Kouri's name earlier instead of Katie's whenever I brought this up. I apologize for that. Too many K names. But they also provide like the deed and what's this one? The notice of creditors. So this is all of the different creditors. Let me pull this up a little bit closer. So these are all the different people that they're saying are Kouri's creditors. No, it's a lot. I don't know. It's the back and forth with the money. I get it because the family doesn't want her to have this money. They don't want her to blow more money. They want to have as much as they can to give to the children someday and to his estate. And they obviously don't want her to be able to use it for her defense so that she can get the best legal representation and possibly get away with murder if in fact she did commit this crime. And obviously it looks like she did it, but everybody's innocent until proven guilty. And so could it be a situation where she didn't do it? I don't know. Right, it's a twisted situation, but the sole reprieve means he's got no leg to stand on. It is. I don't know. It's all interesting. The back and forth is weird. Maybe we will dig deeper into those documents though, so we can read down through and look at exactly what the family lawsuit says. Like I said, it's 43 pages though, so I'm going to have to go through and like highlight and pick out specific pages for you guys, I think, because that's a lot. I mean, we could read down through it. It just would have to be a more I would have to make sure that the kids were really entertained before I came live for 43 pages. Or have a partner on panel, to be honest. That could also help. So, yeah. But I don't know. That's all I really have about this one, though, for right now. And somebody had asked earlier about court today for the state will end up with the money. Is that what you think is going to end up happening? Because they won't be able to make decisions. Is that what you're thinking? So for the Ronald Burgos Aviles trial, we will be live on that tomorrow morning with today's court. And I know that sounds weird, but I like to be able to fast forward, skip the breaks, and do all of the things to condense it so that we are not sitting at our computers for 9 hours watching, and we can watch it in about 4 and be able to discuss and talk and things like that. So today's trial, I will be live with tomorrow morning, starting around probably 7:30 a.m. my time, maybe 8 a.m. And then we will watch it together in the morning and be able to discuss. I was debating whether I would cover it live today or continue to do it like I was behind. And at the end of the day, clicks and views are great, but my kids being able to go outside since it's sunny is so much more important. We've had rain for a week and it's supposed to rain all next week. And so today and tomorrow is supposed to be beautiful days. And I want to be able to go play.
No fireworks.
Yeah. You seen the fireworks last night?
No.
Yeah, you didn't like them.
No.
So I think we're just going to continue to stay a day behind. And if it costs me views or whatever, it's okay. Yeah, there's Mommy Shark. You want me to press it?
Yes.
Like it's okay with me. But I appreciate everybody who has been watching with us.
Mommy
I
turn.
know there's 4 of them, huh?
Yes.
You want me to do it again?
Yes.
I appreciate everybody who has been watching with us. I do enjoy watching the trials and I do enjoy learning about the cases together. It's been interesting, this one, watching it as a family.
Baby.
It's been interesting watching this one together as a family because we're going into it as the jury. Like I have not previously researched and things like that. And
Mama, sorry.
go ahead. You could sing. Sorry. She came and sat on my lap for a minute. But I'm going to go ahead and jump off because they're getting ready to be done. Yeah, you're a silent viewer. That is well worth it, right? They're more important. Absolutely.
Mama.
You want me to watch Mama Shark? Hold on, I'll pull it up.
Okay.
It is, Abby. And like, it's supposed to rain again all next week. And I couldn't justify it. I could not justify keeping them inside all day on the only good days. So they always come first before the channel. So,
Yes.
Yes. Do you want to say goodbye to everybody? No.
Mama.
Can you tell them to hit the like button?
No.
No.
Hit the like button too.
Hit the like button too. I don't know if they even heard you, baby.
Mama.
Okay, let's get Mommy Shark. All right, we're going to watch Mommy Shark and then we go to the YMCA?
No.
No. Okay. All right. I love you guys and we will see you all later. Say bye.